today we're changing the clutch and brake levers on a CBR300R. So these were advertised as gold, but they came out closer to a shiny orange. They're still pretty cool, but they don't quite give the look we were hoping for. So changing these levers is actually pretty easy. If you take your time doing it, it shouldn't take more than like 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll be demonstrating on the clutch lever, but the process is identical on the brake side with one difference that I'll explain later in the video. So you just remove the screw holding your current lever in place and gently pull and twist it to remove. So the one key difference on the brake lever side that's not shown here is to make sure the lever is aligned with the brake, if that makes sense. So on the CBR, this basically just looks like a button right up against the throttle body. The brake lever will have to sit up against that. When you pull the brake, it'll kind of push it in like a button, which is why I'm describing it that way. And that's how you know your front brakes will be engaging and your lever is aligned properly. When you twist it like demonstrated, the cable will actually just pop out on its own. You can see the slot where it came out of. You basically do exactly this in reverse just to install the new one. So slot that cable back in to the spot where the old one popped out, and just push the lever back in place. So before you call this job done, always test everything to make sure it still works as expected, especially when you're working on something like your clutch or your brakes. We tested the brake lights specifically shown in this video. I was on a little bit of a hill here, you can't really see it, but I could test the brakes without it being super obvious to the camera. And off camera, we still tested the brakes separately just to be sure. That's just not shown here.
Okay. Here's the clutch brake. New clutch. Oh, new clutch. Okay. Okay. Always check. Press the brake. Brake. Let go. Okay, now let's put it in. Yep. Tilt the back. Right. You gotta kick the kickstand up. All right. Push it in gear 1. Push it all the way down. All right. But wait. Leave it there. Don't turn off anything. Just kick. You on gear 1, right?
Yeah.
Kick the kickstand down.
Yeah, there you go.
Good. And then turn on the engine right away with just a press a button on the bottom. Good. It's still good.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right. Find neutral.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Now push the thing down. It should still run.
Yeah.
Good.
And that's it. We honestly probably spent just as much, if not more time on testing to make sure things worked than actually doing the removing and installing the levers. Be sure to check out my last video to see how I installed this slip-on exhaust if you're interested in why my bike has such a sweet sound.